Coach, tonight the team played. They certainly played well enough to get the win. So, what do you feel like it kind of maybe went wrong or went astray?
It's going to be an odd comment because I think we had a season high 92 shot attempts tonight, but we could have shot the puck 20 more times. And I wish I had an answer. Like it's a difficult scenario because you don't want to take creativity away. You want the guys to be able to make plays, but you also want them to prioritize shooting pucks in primary scoring areas. The last 5 or 6 minutes of the game, we had rush attempts going down the walls. We could have just chucked pucks at the net, thrown it at the pads. Like their last goal was that they threw it at the net and they just hammered away at the rebounds. And we're just reluctant to do it. It's been an issue for the whatever now. What was that 93rd game? It's been an issue. We just don't prioritize the shot after the shot. So, I mean, the good news is it's these guys will start scoring. I mean, we've got guys, scorers, whether it's Mac T or Frankie. Z hasn't scored a 5-on-5 goal. Kata Gauthier is a goal scorer. We've had 4 or 5 guys that are scorers that haven't scored. So, I think the only way to fix that is just keep shooting the puck.
Yeah, I mean, just to jump off that, McTavish gets his first tonight. Frankie just an empty netter. Z2, nothing for Cutter yet. I mean, how do you balance knowing that guys are going to score eventually and trying to motivate them? I mean, we're looking for scoring balance, and the top guys are not quite there.
I don't know. Like, I don't have an answer for that. I mean, the only thing that's an age-old expression: when you shoot the puck, good things happen, and that's a real simplistic way of saying it. Like in the previous games, we weren't shooting it at all. Tonight we shot it, but again, it sounds kind of weird to say it because we had 92 shot attempts. I think we could have shot it 20 more times.
Does it almost come down to the power plays tonight?
Yeah, that was a bummer, We got the crowd's awesome here. We have such a great crowd. It's a sold-out building, and and they're waiting, they're dying. I mean, I can feel their anxiety on the bench. They exploded when we got the first goal, and the power play has an opportunity. And I think we had 2 in the first period, and it's not just about the goals being scored. It's about the energy that it creates by putting pucks on the getting rebounds, sustaining offensive zone pressure, and the attitude when you come off the ice when you do that is way different than when you're chasing the puck back because they're clearing it and you're going back down and it's getting stopped short of the blue line. And that's that happened earlier in the year. We seemed to be in a good spot, and then tonight it kind of it was messy again. So we've got to get that back on point and give us some good feelings offensively.
You, San Jose and Chicago have all been kind of clustered at the bottom these last couple of years. I mean, every team's talented, but does it sting a little bit more when you can't quite get that separation? Obviously, you beat San Jose twice, but a game like this, is it more disappointing?
No, I'm looking at the long view of it, Andrew. I mean, it's an 82-game schedule, and it's kind of cliche-ish, but we're just trying to get better every day. We still have an awful lot of young kids. I mean, there's 5 21-year-olds and younger tonight, and another 3 or 4 that are 24 and younger. And Chicago's, they're not quite as young, but I'm trying to look at this as like every day we've got to find ways to improve. Like, we've played 11 games now. After the 10th game, you kind of know what your teams represents, where the weak parts are, and what you need to do to get better there. And I thought we did a good job tonight defensively in the D zone. We gave us some rush chances. We maybe forced a little bit offensively, and then the priority yesterday in our meetings and our practice was offensive zone time. I thought we did that. Yeah. We did have a lot of offensive zone time. It's just frustrating, like you said. Whoever asked the question about, I think it was Derek, about the lack of scoring. It's frustrating, I've never seen this before. Like, maybe I did it Northeastern the year we had 3 wins, but I haven't seen it in a long time where we just can't score. We're not scoring.
In a game like this where it is so good analytically, as you mentioned, in terms of the offensive zone time, the shots, is it that extra 20 shots that you mentioned that's kind of the difference between having dangerous chances or just simply having chances?
I just think it's a habit. And I don't think you know, we get the stats. We know what the shot attempts are after each period. I knew we had a high shot total, but then the third period we're down 3-0, and it's 3-1, and the crowd's back into the game. Like, just mentally, it should be everything's going to the net. It shouldn't have to be coached into them. You know, and you could watch the video. There's 4 or 5 times in the third period it's 3-1, and we have opportunities to throw it to the net from decent scoring areas with an opportunity for a driving forward to get a rebound, and we just won't do it. So that's where my blood pressure goes up. Like, and I think so there's 2 areas. One is we got to move the puck quickly up the ice. Okay, we got to send it up vertically as fast as you can, feed the forwards, and then feed the attack. Okay, and you'll see our game goes sideways when we bring it back and we try and make lateral passes and we try to manipulate the offensive blue line. It just stalls our speed. We got a fast team, and when we play the direct way, we put pressure on teams. So like I said, after 11 games, I think we kind of know what we are, and if we just stick on that plan, we'll be in good shape.
You matched up Leo against Connor Bedard pretty heavily tonight. What did you see in that matchup?
I really didn't like it. I didn't really like try and keep count of who was winning shifts there. I think I was more focused. Like Foligno's line analytically was driving that group, and you know, they weren't getting the points to show for it like Bedard's line did. But you know, our priority was to get Mac T and Troy and Frankie out against that group. I thought they did a pretty decent job.
You've got like Ross, can he kind of stabilize things and things? I mean, obviously coming in tonight, he gets kind of a heavyweight bout there, and he contributes offensively too. I mean, what is the value of those guys kind of lower in the lineup as you try to get things going at the top, I guess?
The best thing about Ross is that he verbally reinforces the messages from the coaches, and he doesn't care who he's saying it to. He's not a jerk about it. He's just reinforcing messages that are like staple part of our team identity. And if you come off the ice and you don't make a play that he thinks consistent with that team identity, he'll let you know. And then you need that on a young group. And he's obviously fearless, and he can add a fighting element to it. And I think he energized the crowd with his fight. And you know, in the areas he gets rewarded with with an assist on the first goal. So, you know, if we had 6 or 7 guys that had Ross's leadership in terms of, you know, the way he does it on the bench during the game, I think would be a little bit more committed to the plan I spoke about earlier.
Thanks, Greg.